What's up, everybody? Scoob from Dirt Soldiers MX and the Motocross Training Academy. Welcome back. What we're getting into now is Master the 5 controls. What we're getting into is the clutching techniques. And what we need to learn here, what we want to learn here is how this clutch delivers power and what we need to do with this clutch to deliver power to our bike precisely. We want to deliver power when we want it, for when we need it, for the situations we're in. You know, ruts, jumps, whoops, the whole 9 yards. And what you do with this clutch is you nab it and you just nip it a little bit, and that's how you deliver the power. I'm going to show you that in drills and what you do. But the first thing we want to do is we want to hold this clutch, one finger on the clutch all the time, or 2 fingers on the clutch, whatever you feel more comfortable with. I ride with 1 finger on the clutch, but you can use 2. And what you don't want to do is what I see a lot of amateurs who come to my school do is they do this. That's 2 separate things. They'll keep their hand here and then go here to the clutch and then come back to the grip, back up to the clutch. No, you want to keep a finger, and if you're not doing this, you want to start to get used to this, because if you're not, like I said, if you're not doing it, it feels funny. So you definitely want to run them drills around the cones and keep a finger on this clutch. And basically what we do is we keep a finger there and we're ready just to nab this thing. It's a trigger for us to deliver the power when we want it. And we just nab it like this. We just hit it really quick. There's a sweet spot in this clutch, and we need to find that sweet spot. That spot right, if you go back just, the whole way back to the grip, the bike won't move. And if you bring it the whole way out, that's where the bike goes. And there's a sweet spot in between there, where you're in between it's the bike not moving and letting it fully out and the bike going. And when you find that sweet spot right there, you can rev this bike up really high and keep it right at the sweet spot and really build your power up and deliver it right when you need to. And we do that by, like I said, with a finger on the clutch, 1 or 2, and we nip this clutch. Boom! We nip it off the face of a jump as the bike preloads into the face of the jump, as the suspension preloads. We nip it, and we give it a shot of power with the throttle, and we let it out, and that'll make us jump higher and give us the power we need. We use it out of corners, coming into a corner and exiting out of a corner, just to nip it a little bit and give us the power we want. This also is tying in with the throttle a little bit now too. We're going to use this throttle to build the RPMs up and deliver the power just when we want it through this throttle. Now, on the second half of this video, there's going to be another video up called Clutching Technique Cone Drills. I'm going to show you all this and how this all blends together and how this all works to deliver the power when you want it. This is your trigger. This is your, that's what it is. It's how you adjust the power on this bike. And we don't want to be at mercy of just the throttle. See, if we don't use this clutch and we keep our hands here and we don't use this clutch, say going into a corner and exiting out of a corner, we're just at the mercy of the throttle. We start to give it throttle, and we can't give exact power we need to really get our momentum to get out of there and power to get out of there. We just have to wait for the throttle. If we don't use the clutch, we just hit the throttle and we wait for it to build up on its own through the throttle. With the clutch, we just nip it. It's just a nip action. Boom, we hit it just a little bit. Boom, hit it with the throttle, and it's right there. The power, we build it right up. We deliver it precisely. This is where the controls, if you watched the overview overview and the Master of the 5 controls, this is where we start to deliver the power we want through the throttle, through the braking to slow down, through this clutch, to get the ultimate control and keep our momentum. We want to kill our momentum. We want to keep our momentum up. We want to be braking or accelerating, never coasting. And we come off the brakes, we go right to acceleration. And in between, we use this clutch to adjust all that power that we're braking and coming off of, what we're going into then when we throttle, and we use this clutch to deliver the precise power that we need. Also, what we're going into here is shifting in with this. The shifting also goes along with the clutch. I mean, that's what we use it for. We're hardly ever going to pull this clutch completely in. It's always a nip. See, your finger's always in the way right here. Your finger's here when it's on the grip. So the only time you ever need to fully pull this clutch in is if you're going to do a brake slide. So you pull the clutch completely in, brake slide into a corner, and then power to leave it and power out. So the other thing we're going to use is my camera guy's telling me we're running out of time here, so I got to hurry up. Our shifting, and I'm going to show you some stuff on the other drills, on the cone drills, how you find the right gear. If you're too low of a gear, it'll over rev. If you're too high in a gear, then you really got to use this clutch to find your power. And you want to be just in the right gear so you can just nip this thing a little bit, deliver the power you want, and get out of that corner, get into that rut, get over that jump. The other thing, how much time do we have? Not much. You want to be able to. You want to have you want to get one of these adjustable clutches like this. You don't want this thing too tight. Can you zoom in here a little bit? You don't want this thing too tight, and you don't want it too loose. So you just want to keep a little bit of play right there. It's about where you want it. If that's too tight, that's getting too loose. So you want to keep it about right there, and that gives you just a little bit of play, and that'll give you your correct where you want to find that sweet spot and get that power delivered as quickly as possible. All right, guys, more drills coming up on this, and we're going to learn a lot more on this clutching techniques. See ya.